He served 18 years and tried to escape with a month to go?
How stupid is that?
My client needs somebody to pull a rabbit out of a hat, and I'm told you can do it.
What did the ex-fiancé do?
Stiffed her at the altar. Her scorn is our profit. If she's ugly, say yes.
Wait! He used to have a stutter, but he corrected it.
Duress?
That's all I can think of.
He had no choice but to jump over the wall?
Based on what he told me, we need to appear the underdog. 3 lawyers is too many, especially given your considerable girth.
Look, I know the facts. Of course I'm going to be at the table.
I just saw the appearance by old John Cage. I can't believe. Oh my God.
Courts don't like emotional distress claims when it comes to love lives, especially marriages. They basically think you're trying to find blame, which defeats the purpose of no fault.
But I would just think if you could get the judge to see the lawsuit as an alternative to castration, he might look more favorably on it.
Then we went out and retrieved him. He wasn't going anywhere. He sprained his ankles.
Well, it's not up to me. Prison escapes. Office policy. We have to come down hard.
12 years?
Sorry.
All the sounds of a spousal relationship.
She likes to lull defense attorneys with false sympathy. Then, in summations, she laments the demise of the death penalty.
I don't have any rebuttal witnesses. Oh, maybe I could blow up one class.
We're going to attach his house?
Well, just in case he becomes judgment-proof, we don't want to wind up with an empty bag. Neither did he.
By going for a real estate attachment, we can get an automatic hearing. You've got another hour. The motion's scheduled for 10.
You think the judge will actually put a lien?
Probably not. We'd have to show likelihood of victory on the merits. Our claim's a little out there. But what this will do is kickstart the war. In a way, it'll make you feel married to him.
You know, I'm beginning to have second thoughts.
I was afraid that I would spoil it. I tried to guise it as sort of a joke.
Yes, instead of saying, nobody's ever won this kind of case, you could have said, nobody's ever won this kind of case. There's joy in being a pioneer, blazing a trail. Give me your shoe.
No.
Your problem is you keep harping on merits. Things don't turn on merits, Georgia. This is a court of law. Things turn on juries. Things turn on judges.
Perhaps you should recuse yourself.
Why? The fact that I had alleged sexual relations with your co-counsel doesn't render me impartial. Given the lunacy of this case, I fully expected you to do the speaking.
Let's address the merits of the case.
This case has no merits. Courts don't step in to protect jilted brides. Courts don't legislate love. The whole point behind no-fault divorce is that the courts don't get involved in finger-pointing. They teach that second year of law school. Did you make it that far, counsel?
Courts delve into marriage all the time. They enforce prenups, alimony.
A jilted bride sues a man for not showing up.
It's different, I know, but let's not start off with the premise that courts don't get involved. They do. And when it comes to child support, the courts are perfectly willing to entertain finger-pointing.
Now we are talking about something way different here.
Yes, it's different, but they get in there. There may be presumptions as to when they stay hands-off, but there are no rules. It comes down to fairness. Fairness started palimony suits. Fairness gave rights to same-sex unions. It comes down to the case. And in this case, my client, who paid for the wedding, was hung out like a wet binky on the steps of the church. Fairness doesn't say, look the other way. The duty of a court, a judge, is to see wrong and try to right it. That doesn't change when you've had sex with one of the lawyers.
We will pay restitution on the wedding costs, but emotional distress is...
I didn't recuse myself because I thought the claim was baseless. Any bias I might have would be irrelevant. But as I sat down and considered some of the atrocities spewing from plaintiff's counsel, I am forced to admit the courts are all over the institution of marriage, and tort law does seem to be expanding into broken hearts.
I like to sniff my date's food to make sure it's not putrid.
But he never dared tell her, for fear she wouldn't return his feelings, for fear she'd stop being his best friend.
I've decided to drop the suit.
It was a closing argument. I'm trying to win an acquittal for my client. Don't read too much into it.
Commonwealth versus Vincent Robbins on the charge of attempted escape from a state penitentiary. We find the defendant, Vincent Robbins, not guilty.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take all of that under advisement.